I know it sounds crazy, but
I slept on the floor for the last 6 months.
good morning, friends. I've been sleeping on the floor. Another house, another floor, right here.
It's like crazy. You just think to yourself, how was I able to sleep on mattresses?
In February, I did an experiment by not sleeping on beds anymore, but on the floor for a total of 7 days. And I actually enjoyed it so much that I wanted to try it even longer. So during the last 6 months, I've been traveling a lot. That's why I didn't have that much opportunities like buying a futon or sleeping on like a very hard mattress. That's why I basically mostly used blankets. In my first video, I talk about the adjustment period, which it just takes because your body is not used to that kind of sleeping. It is hard, and sleeping on the floor for 8 hours a night is very stressful in the beginning. But once your body gets used to it, there are a lot of positive effects, and that's what we're gonna start with now. One of the most important ones was that I was actually falling asleep extremely fast. So this is something I never experienced before on beds. Once I adjusted to the floor, it only takes me like 5 to 10 minutes to fall asleep. I personally think that my body reacted in that way because it was programmed. So as soon as I was lying on a hard surface, my body immediately knew, okay, it's sleeping time. Now it's time to shut down, and then within 5 to 10 minutes it was kind of done and I was in sleepy land. Another point which I was kind of afraid was how the sleep quality would be. During the night I don't have any issues, like I'm sleeping through, maybe if I need to go to the bathroom, okay, that's I guess normal, but it's not like something when I'm turning that this gets me to wake up. Now it's totally normal, I can be on any position on the floor. When waking up, one positive thing is that I'm waking up extremely fast. So it's not that I have a long period of time where it's like getting started today. It goes very fast because you're basically on the floor. It's not that comfortable, so you just wake up. So the sleep quality was enormously good. I really enjoyed it. But then also it had an impact onto my day, because in the nights when I was sleeping on the floor, my day started extremely fresh and relaxed. And also my back pain, which I had in the lower back pain because I'm working a lot, editing all the videos and all of that, it kind of was gone. I didn't have any issues, whereas before that I had some issues. One thing I noticed is that since I'm sleeping on the floor, I'm cracking my back more. So it's like I'm doing this, for example, or movements like this just to crack the body. It's nothing really negative or positive, I guess, but please tell me in the comments if, first of all, if it's healthy to crack my back like this, and second of all, why this could be the case. Another thing I was interested in was if my bones get any stronger. I don't have issues now being on the floor. I can really touch it like I want. It's no problem at all, whereas this would probably have hurt me in the beginning of this phase. So I would say that my joints and my bones adjusted. So I had a Muay Thai fight, my first one. The video is gonna drop soon, so make sure to subscribe and put on the notification bell, because during that fight I kind of was feeling like all the impacts. It was very hurtful, but I feel like the sleeping on the floor helped me in that way as well, because it's just like sleeping 8 hours a day on the floor on such a hard surface must change your bone structure. So I think it changed it a little bit. I obviously can't tell you any, I didn't x-ray it before and afterwards, but my feeling says that it definitely helped me to get like stronger and not have as much pain when I'm walking against something or something like that. But one of the most positive things about sleeping on the floor for me personally, I'm traveling so much, and by traveling you always have different beds, and by sleeping on the floor I didn't have any issues by adjusting to my sleeping environment anymore, because the floor is hard everywhere, right? A new bed took me like 1 or 2 nights just to get used to it. Now I'm sleeping on the floor. I have, as I told you, the 5 to 10 minutes to fall asleep, and that's it. And that's one of the best things ever. But there were also a couple of downsides which we need to talk about, because 7 days for the first video was fine, but doing it 6 months, there were some things which I noticed, so let's jump into it. Telling somebody you're a floor sleeper, first of all, you're getting this stamp of, yep, you're a weirdo. And I had the same thought. Like, if somebody told me 6 months ago that I'm sleeping on the floor, I would think that this guy is weird as well. Well, now I'm the weird guy, and I don't care what like other people think about me, but there are like issues if you have like a girlfriend or somebody coming over. That's definitely always discussion material, so be ready for that. And also, don't sell your bed, because there are use cases for a bed which you might be using it for.
Ting tang, walla walla bing bang.
Next negative point of the floor is definitely the animals, because I'm in Costa Rica right now and there are actually dangerous animals here. And once I was waking up, not Mr. Fred from the last video, but another caterpillar. I had no idea if it was dangerous or poisonous or whatever, but it's just a thing which you never account for. And not only animals, but I'm allergic to a couple of things. So when you're sleeping on the floor, for example, especially in Airbnbs, when the people don't really clean that much, you have like all of the dust and how do you say how do you call the dust on the floor for the nose thing? The thing in the air, you know? The air is when it goes down. Apparently there is no English word for this thing, but I'm allergic to it. So that's definitely something to take into account. You need to make sure that it's always clean. I didn't have any issues with like cold floor, because I just was living in hot countries the last 6 months. But a couple of friends tried it as well, and they said that they had issues with their back and getting sick. So that's definitely something to take into account. What I was experiencing was that I had sometimes rashes down here when sleeping on extremely hard floors and not having a lot of towels or stuff to lay in between. I was feeling how my body got rashes from like moving in the night. So those are the downsides I experienced from sleeping on the floor. But during the last 6 months, I also had approximately 20 to 30 nights in the bed, and I want to talk about those.
Actually, to a certain degree, floor sleeping destroyed mattresses for me, because there's no way I would fall asleep in this one. It's like super soft, and therefore I just kind of need to sleep on the floor.
So the first thing I noticed was falling asleep extremely shitty on beds now. I kind of ruined beds by sleeping on the floor. It's kind of like, now it's like everything is so squishy and I don't know how to lie down, and it's like almost too comfortable for my body, which now is like takes me 30 minutes to fall asleep, which I just can't stand anymore. It's like, what am I even doing here? But not only falling asleep, but also the sleep is different. I sleep way longer than on the floor, but I'm not as rested, which is completely counterintuitive, and I can't explain it to you. But when I'm sleeping on beds, I sleep 8 to 10 hours, but on the floor, I sleep 6, 7 or 8 hours maximum. And then I'm totally rested and relaxed. Whereas I sleep more on the bed. First of all, I wake up totally unrelaxed. It's kind of like my body feels tired. And the first period during the day, waking up, is way slower and everything feels stiff. I need to stretch a lot, which, yeah, it's just not ideal. And there was a period where I was sleeping 6 days or a full week on the bed. And during that period, my back pain came back. So, yeah, I don't like beds anymore. Well, that's not completely true, because I had one Airbnb where I had an extremely hard mattress. So I tried this one. This was kind of like, in the last video, a lot of people told me to buy a futon or sleep on a tatami. And this one came very, very close to it. And this was really amazing. So this was probably the period of time where I had like the best sleep, which was a very hard mattress. This also is kind of my conclusion of sleeping in the floor 6 months. I'm traveling a lot. I can't buy any mattress. For me, that's the best way to go. But if I would have an apartment, if I would stay at one place, I would definitely look into getting a tatami or a futon, because I just experienced this is the proper way. And also with sleeping on the floor, I don't think it's a thing which you need to do every day of your life. It's rather something where I'm saying, okay, for me, 80% of the time I'm gonna sleep on the floor, but then every now and then I'm gonna go onto the bed and yeah, just sleep there as well. Because during that period where we're sleeping longer on the bed, I didn't forget how to sleep on the floor or anything, right? It didn't hurt more after sleeping on the bed for 7 days. It was just like, okay, you're back on the floor, everything's normal. Falling asleep 5 minutes, sleeping good, waking up, being relaxed, having a good back, and that's basically how it went down. So for me, I'm definitely gonna stay a floor sleeper. It changed my life. I can only advise anybody out there to try it. And I had a lot of people in our Telegram group where we talk about health issues and, for example, floor sleeping, who told me exactly the same experience. So if you're new to this or want to meet like-minded people, be sure to join there as well. And other than that, I guess I'm gonna do another floor sleeping update in maybe another 6 months. I don't know. How often do you want to see me sleep on the floor? I'm gonna go to bed soon on the floor, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye bye.